Hello and welcome to K News. This is Hardik Trivedi. Let's have a look on what is happening in India and in the world. In a surprise U-turn, the Trump administration has dropped its controversial plan to deport hundreds and thousands of international students, including Indians, if their universities switch to online classes in this fall semester due to the coronavirus pandemic. The Immigration and Customs Enforcement said that for the fall of 2020 semester, students attending schools operating entirely online may not take a full online course load and remain in the US. The U-turn in just 1 week by the administration on Tuesday comes following a nationwide and international outrage against its order and a series of lawsuits filed by over 200 American educational institutions, led by the prestigious Harvard University and Massachusetts Institute of Technology. The institutions wanted permanent injunctive relief to bar the Department of Homeland Security and the ICE from enforcing the federal guidelines barring international students attending colleges and universities offering only online courses from staying in the country. As many as 17 US states and the District of Columbia, along with top American IT companies such as Google, Facebook and Microsoft, joined the MIT and Harvard in the US District Court in Massachusetts against the DHS and the ICE, seeking an injunction to stop the entire rule from going into effect. Iran has executed a former employee of the Defense Ministry who was convicted of spying on behalf of the Central Intelligence Agency, the country's judiciary said Tuesday. It was the second such execution in the past month. The report said Reza Asghari was executed last week. Judiciary spokesman Ghulam Hussain Ismaili said Asghari had worked in the airspace department of the ministry and retired in 2016. In the last years of his service, he joined the CIA. He sold information about our missiles to the CIA and took money from them, Ismaili said. He was identified, tried and sentenced to death. Occasionally, Iran announces arrests and convictions of alleged spies from foreign countries, including the US and Israel. In June, Iran said another alleged spy, Jalal Hazi Jawar, was hanged in a prison near Tehran. The report said Haji Jawar, also a former staffer of the Defense Ministry, had admitted in court that he was paid to spy for the CIA. The report said authorities had also confiscated espionage equipment from his residence. It said the court sentenced Haji's wife to 15 years in prison for her role in the espionage. Before that, in 2016, Iran executed a nuclear scientist convicted of spying for the United States. Senior IAS officer M. Shivshankar sacked Principal Secretary of Kerala Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan was questioned by a customs officer for nearly 9 hours till early Wednesday morning in the gold smuggling case. The bureaucrat had appeared before the officials by around 5:15 p.m. on Tuesday, shortly after being served notice summoning him to appear before the officers in connection with the ongoing investigation in the sensational case. The marathon questioning went on till around 2:15 a.m. this morning, after which the official was escorted back to his home by customs authorities. The customs is probing whether Shivshankar, who was also removed as IT secretary, had used his office to provide any help to key accused Sarith, Swapna Suresh and Sandeep Nair. Shivshankar is presently on a year's leave. The chief minister had told the media on Tuesday that a panel headed by Chief Secretary Dr. Vishwas Mehta was probing the charges against the bureaucrat, and action would be taken if he was found guilty. The customs seized the gold weighing over 30 kilograms and valued at around rupees 15 crore on July 5. In the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic, the Goa government has started online admissions from Wednesday in all colleges affiliated to the State Directorate of Higher Education. Under the centralized online process, students can apply for admission on DHE's portal for various degree courses and need not visit the colleges. In a circular issued on Tuesday, the Goa Education Department said all government and aided colleges in the state will have an online admission process from the academic year 2020-21. Generally, these colleges were handling the non-professional undergraduate students' admission process independently, either online or in person. Taking benefit of advances in information technology, it is possible to streamline the admission process completely online, including fee payment without visiting the campus. The Uttar Pradesh government told the Supreme Court Tuesday it would file a status report detailing the steps taken by the authorities on encounter killings of gangster Vikas Dubey and his associates. A bench headed by Chief Justice S.A. Bobde said it may consider appointing a committee headed by a former judge to probe the encounters of Dubey and his aides, as also the killing of 8 Uttar Pradesh policemen by the gangster. Solicitor General Tushar Mehta, appearing for Uttar Pradesh, told the bench that he would file the status report by July 16. The apex court said it would hear on July 20 the pleas seeking court-monitored probe into the encounters of Dubey and his associates. 8 policemen, including DSP Devendra Mishra, were ambushed in Bikru village in Chaubepur area of Kanpur when they were going to arrest Dubey and fell to bullets fired from rooftops shortly after midnight on July 3. Dubey was killed in an encounter on the morning of July 10 when a police vehicle carrying him from Ujjain to Kanpur met with an accident and he tried to escape from the spot, the police had said. Having secured the Ashok Gehlot-led government, the Congress on Wednesday maintained its hard stance on Sachin Pilot and told him to reject the hospitality of the Haryana government and come back to Jaipur to prove his claim that he did not want to go with the Bharatiya Janata Party. Congress leader Randeep Singh Surjewala's call for evidence came in a video message put out by the party that started with the declaring that the BJP conspiracy to topple the Gehlot government had failed. Surjewala then listed what Sachin Pilot, who he pointedly and repeatedly referred to as a youth leader, should do to prove his intentions. Reject the hospitality of the BJP-led Haryana government and come back to your home in Jaipur, Surjewala said, asking Pilot to get Congress legislators sequestered in 2 Gurugram hotels, where he said they were being guarded by Haryana's security forces. The remarks indicate hardening of the stand of the central leadership after Ashok Gehlot claimed that he has proof of his involvement in toppling the government. Come back and you can talk to the leadership about all the issues that you have directly, not through the media. Surjewala made it clear that the party did not think that Pilot's effort to reduce the Gehlot government to a minority was a standalone effort. He underlined the various efforts that had been made over the last 5 days to retain Pilot. A BJP leader found hanging from the ceiling of a shop in North Bengal's Ahmedabad may have been involved in the alleged disappearance of substantial cash from a mini bank, the Trinamool Congress has alleged. Trinamool MP Derek O'Brien met with President Ramnath Kovind this morning and submitted a letter to him from Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee, saying the suspected suicide by the BJP leader was being wrongly portrayed as a political case by the opposition party. After the letter was given, details reached Mr. O'Brien about the probe into missing funds, which his office has now shared. The BJP leader Debendranath Rai was the secretary of a mini bank since 2012, and a probe by the assistant registrar of cooperative banks found that rupees 4.97 crore deposited in the bank, only rupees 2.37 crore was accounted for. A sum of rupees 2.6 crore was not found in the bank, a statement said. The ARCS will share more details when the probe is complete. Ms. Banerjee letter was delivered to the President a day after a team of senior BJP leaders met Mr. Kovind and submitted a letter condemning the killing of the leader and demanding the dissolution of the State Assembly. The West Bengal Police has said it is a prima facie a case of suicide, and a note was found in the politician's pocket naming two people, one of whom has been arrested. In his message to the Digital Skills Conclave held today on the occasion of the World Youth Skills Day and the 5th anniversary of Skill India mission, the Prime Minister exhorted the youth to skill, reskill and upskill in order to remain relevant in the rapidly changing business environment and market conditions. He congratulated to the youth of the country on the occasion and said the world belongs to the youth due to their ability to acquire new skills all the time. He stated that the Skill India mission launched 5 years back on the same day has led to creation of a vast infrastructure for skilling, reskilling and upskilling and enhancing opportunities to access employment both locally and globally. It has led to hundreds of PM Kaushalya Kendras being set up across the country and increase in the capacity of the ITI ecosystem. Due to these concerted efforts, more than 5 crore youth have been skilled in the last 5 years. Referring to the portal launched recently for mapping the skilled employees and employers, he stated that this would help the skilled workers, including the migrant workers who have returned to their homes, to access job easily and the employers to contact skilled employees at the click of a mouse. It's time for a short break. We'll join you in a short while.
వేసవి అవుతుంది ఫన్ విత్ కూలర్ నంబర్ 1 ఇక చేసుకో మోర్ ఫన్ ఉంటే కూలర్ నంబర్ 1 ఇక డోంట్ రన్ ఫ్రమ్ ద సన్ ఉంటే కెల్స్ట్రా నంబర్ 1
दीवाना 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 इतना सुंदर जैसे कोई सपना सुहाना मैं दीवाना दीवाना
खजाना टाइल्स, जो देखे वो दीवाना।
Welcome back to K News and thank you for watching. Let's continue the streak of news. Election Commissioner Ashok Lavasa, who was next in the line to head the poll panel, has been appointed as a Vice President of Private Sector Operations and Public-Private Partnerships at the Asian Development Bank. The surprise announcement was made by the Regional Development Bank on Wednesday. Lavasa would be only the second election commissioner to step down from the poll panel before completion of his term. The last time an election commissioner put in his papers was in 1973, when Chief Election Commissioner Nagendra Singh was appointed a judge in the International Court of Justice at The Hague. The ADB statement said Lavasa succeeds Divakar Gupta, whose term ends on August 31. The retired 1980 batch IAS officer did not agree with the Election Commissioner of India's decisions to clear Prime Minister Narendra Modi and then BJP President Amit Shah of charges of violating Model Code of Conduct during the 2019 general elections. Prior to his appointment as Election Commissioner, Lavasa played a critical role in running of several ministries at varying points of time in his career. Among other highlights, he was also held the Union Finance Secretary job. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh will visit Ladakh for a security review on July 17, at a time of military tensions in the sensitive sector where the Indian and Chinese armies are in talks for the next stage of disengagement, two officials said on Wednesday. Singh will also visit forward areas in Jammu and Kashmir on July 18. Army Chief General Manoj Mukund Naravane will accompany the minister, the officials said. Singh was expected to visit Ladakh in early July, but his tour was deferred. The minister will be visiting Ladakh 2 weeks after Prime Minister Narendra Modi made an unscheduled visit to the sector on July 3. The PM then declared that the era of expansionism is over, sending a strong signal to China about India's determination to defend its borders. Complicated negotiations of kicking off the next stage of disengagement between Indian and Chinese armies in eastern Ladakh saw senior military commanders from both sides hold a 14-hour meeting at Chushul on Tuesday to discuss the roadmap for further reducing tensions along the LAC. The talks that began at 11:30 a.m. and went on till 2 a.m. on Wednesday. The outcome of the talks was not immediately known. A statement is expected only after top-level internal deliberations in the army on the matter, the official said. The Congress has decided to dissolve the party's district and block committees in Rajasthan with immediate effect. Avinash Pandey, the party's in charge in Rajasthan, said Wednesday. AICC has decided to dissolve all the district Congress committees and block Congress committees of Rajasthan Pradesh with immediate effect. The process of formation of new committees will begin soon, Pandey tweeted hours after deposed Deputy Chief Minister Sachin Pilot said he was not going to join the BJP. In an earlier tweet on Wednesday, Pandey said that Congress doors have not been shut on Pilot and hoped that good sense would prevail upon him. On Tuesday night, Pandey had announced the dissolution of the state executive unit, all other departments and cells of Rajasthan Pradesh Congress Committee. Earlier Tuesday, the Congress had also removed Pilot as chief of the Rajasthan unit of the party, while Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot dropped him as Deputy CM. Two of Pilot's supporters, Food and Civil Supplies Minister Ramesh Meena and Tourism Minister Vishwendra Singh, were also dropped from the cabinet. Pilot had skipped two Congress legislature party meetings on Monday and Tuesday, following which was dropped from the cabinet as removed as party chief in the state. Rajasthan Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot today sounded a discordant note as Sachin Pilot His arch rival and former deputy took a cautious step towards a reconciliation. Mr. Gehlot, whose government was pushed to the brink of collapse following Mr. Pilot rebellion, insisted that the 42-year-old was part of the alleged BJP conspiracy and horse trading. The former PCC chief was involved in dealings with BJP. I have proof of horse trading, Mr. Gehlot told reporters in Jaipur. We have the proof that horse trading was being committed. Money was offered, and who gave the clarification that nothing was happening? Those who were themselves part of the conspiracy are giving clarifications. Mr. Gehlot was quoted as saying, "It was police summons to Mr. Pilot for an investigation called into the alleged horse trading ahead of Rajya Sabha elections that triggered his rebellion over the weekend." Sources close to him said he had taken it as a humiliation. The Chief Minister's allegation today came hours after Mr. Pilot emphatically denied that he was not about to join the BJP. We have seen Sachin Pilot's statement that he won't join the BJP. I would like to tell him that if you don't want that, then immediately come out of the security cover of BJP's Haryana government. Stop all conversations with them and come back to your home in Jaipur, said Randeep Surjewala, who is the Congress spokesperson. Mr. Gehlot, whose government is on comparatively safer ground now, had more to say about Mr. Pilot and his band of MLAs, who kept the party on tenterhooks for the last 5 days. Speaking good English, giving good quotes, and being handsome is not everything. What is in your heart for the country, your ideology, policies, and commitment, everything is important, said the 69-year-old CM. Google has agreed to buy $4.5 billion stake in Jio Platforms Limited, the digital arm of Reliance Industries Limited, adding to a series of large US investments into an online venture that has nearly 400 million users in India. The global search leader is acquiring 7.7% of the fast-growing internet unit for 337.4 billion rupees. Reliance chairman Mukesh Ambani said Wednesday. Google, whose Android software runs on most smartphones, will help Jio create an entry-level, affordable mobile device, executive said. Google joins rival Facebook, which recently put 5.7 billion towards a 10% stake of Jio, as well as the investment arms of compatriot chip makers Intel Corporation. And Qualcomm interest in Jio is high because it's seen as a gateway to India's large and growing online population, second only to China's, whose door is firmly shut to American internet services like Google and Facebook's. Digital revolution marks the greatest transformation in the history of mankind, Ambani told shareholders at Reliance annual general meeting. India must lead the change to create a better world. This is Jio's purpose. Facing severe staff shortage, the Boris Johnson government is rolling out a fast-track visa for doctors, nurses and healthcare professionals from India and other non-EU countries from August, levying a reduced visa application fee compared to other skilled workers. Such professionals will also be exempted from the immigration health surcharge that is payable at the time of making the visa application. The visa, called the health and care visas, will also be processed within 3 weeks, officials said. The visa was announced earlier, but the necessary parliamentary papers were moved on Tuesday, enabling its launch from August. A new wider points-based immigration system is to come into effect from January 1. under the new arrangement developed by Home Secretary Preeti Patel and Health Secretary Matt Hancock. International medical and care professionals who are already in the country will have their immigration health surcharge reimbursed if paid on or after March 31. Heavy rain is forecast for 5 more days in the Yangtze River Basin, China. Meteorological agency said Wednesday, in a region already devastated by flooding this year. At least 141 people have been reported dead or missing across the nation. In some good news, the water level in China's biggest freshwater lake began to recede after setting a record on Monday. Soldiers have built temporary embankments to try to prevent Poyang Lake from overflowing into Lushan city in southeastern China's Jiangxi province. The seasonal flooding has forced 1.5 million people to evacuate so far this month, citing the Ministry of Emergency Management. The Agricultural Ministry, declaring its second highest emergency response level, has sent teams to Jiangxi and 4 other provinces to help with disaster relief and minimize the damage. Rain was forecast Wednesday for 9 provinces, the National Meteorological Agency said. Sichuan province in the southwest could see 10 to 12 centimeters of rain per hour. China's worst flood in recent years were in 1998, when more than 2,000 people died and almost 3 million homes were destroyed. That's all for now. Keep watching K News. This is Hardik Trivedi taking your leave. Be alert, be positive, be safe.